This is Glenn Rice with Clearview Sewer Cams. We're located at 717.5 North Huntley, West Hollywood, California, 90069. This is a rear property, the rear property to 719 North Huntley. So again, we are at the rear property at 717.5, and we are running through a 3-inch ABS cleanout located on the unit on the right hand side at 717.5, and this is the 3-inch ABS cleanout located on the wall just as you approach the kitchen. This is our bathroom area, and this is our living room here. Runs out towards the door there, and went ahead and zeroed out our camera monitor here. So what we're going to do is we're just going to drop down and take a good look. What we'll do is we'll push out as far as we can. As you can see here, it does appear that we do have what appears to be a belly in this area. We are holding some water in this area as soon as we drop down, as you can see here. So again, what we'll do is we'll just continue to push out, and it does appear that we are transitioning to what appears to be a CIPP cured in place liner, but again, that liner appears to be in poor condition. As you can see, there's quite a bit of wrinkles and didn't seem like it was set properly. So again, we're just going to go ahead and continue to push through. And again, it does appear that we are pushing through what appears to be a CIPP cured in place liner. The locator. So we're just going to go ahead and continue to push out. And what we'll do is we'll push out and we'll get out possibly into the open courtyard area. And it is kind of a rear patio in between the two properties. And you can see here, it does appear that we do have a fairly large gap in this area here, as you can see, between the CIPP cured in place liner and the, looks like we're transitioning back into black ABS. Here, you can see we do have a fairly large gap in that area. And again, we can mark that area as well. So again, we're just going to go ahead and continue to push out. What we'll do is we'll push out approximately maybe 40 feet, and then from there we'll locate and just see which direction we're headed. So again, we're just going to continue to push out. And again, once we get out, we will pause for a moment and we'll locate the area. It's clear that we do. Does appear to be possible roots, or very difficult to tell. What we'll do is we'll pause here and we'll locate this area. So we're going to pause here for a moment. Okay, so we went ahead and located this area, and we did mark it with a red crown at 1 foot 7 inches on the right hand side of the house along the walkway. And again, as you can see, we do have what appears to be possibly root intrusions in that area. There is some bamboo plants in that area, but again, very difficult to tell. So again, what we're going to do is we're just going to continue to push out, and what we'll do is we'll push out, possibly push out as far as we can, and see if we're heading out towards the front. And again, we're going to pause here for a moment. We're going to locate this area. It does appear possibly there may be another clean out in this area here. Does appear to be an opening there at the top, right around the 12 o'clock area. So again, I'm just going to pause here for a moment and locate this area. Okay, again, we went ahead and located this area, and it's just on the right hand side of the walkway as you approach the rear patio, and it's in the gravel and the rocks there. And we did move some of the rocks in that area, but weren't able to identify another mainline clean out in there. So again, we're just going to go ahead and continue to push out. Again, it does appear that we do have some roots in this area here, and these roots are just bedding down at the top of the pipe there. As you can see, quite a bit of roots there in that area. Just kind of laying up against the pipe at the top, growing around. And again, there's quite a bit of bamboo in that area. So again, we're just going to go ahead and continue to push out. And here we got a tie-in there in that area. So what we'll do is we'll pause here for a moment. Okay, we went ahead and run the water from the kitchen sink, and it does appear that the kitchen sink at the front of the house is tying into this area here. So again, we're going to go ahead and continue to push out. And again, it does appear that we do have another tie-in in this area here. So again, we're just going to continue to push out and possibly probably push out to approximately 80 feet, and then what we'll do is we'll locate that area there. And we've got some more water running in this area. Well, this area here possibly could be the kitchen tie-in. Again, we do have another inspector in the house that's running water at the same time, so a little difficult to determine, but this is a steady flow of water, and we do have the kitchen sink on, so this would possibly be the kitchen sink area. So again, we're just going to continue to push out. As you can see, we do appear that we are holding some water in this area. And again, we do have some more water running in this area as well. So what we're going to do is we're going to shut everything down, and then we're going to locate this area. Okay, so this area here at the front, we just shut the water down at the front of the house, and this is the powder room at the front house. So you can see we shut the water down there. So this is up towards the front of the property. So again, we're going to pause here for a moment. Okay, we went ahead and located this area, and as you can see just above us at around the 12 o'clock area, we do have an opening there, and that is on the right hand side of the front corner of the house. There's a 2.5 inch ABS clean out in that area. And so what we're going to do is we're going to pull back from here, and we'll take a good look at the line from here on the way back, and then what we'll do is we'll relocate ourselves to the front of the house and push out from there all the way out to our city sewer tie-in. So again, what we're going to do is we're just going to pull back slowly. We did shut the water down, and so what we're going to do is pull back slowly, take a good look at the black ABS sewer pipe, and then we will relocate ourselves to the front of the house. You can see there we got a little bit of an offset from about the 9 o'clock to around the way around to about the 3 o'clock area, and on the top. And again, we're just going to pull back slowly. And as we pull back, you can see that we are holding water in this area here, starting at approximately 80 feet 7 inches on the camera monitor. So we're just going to pull back slowly, and again, you can see all the debris swirling around. And again, it's a short belly. You can see at the bottom there we do have an offset in that joint, and that offset there in the joint does appear, you can see there, it does appear to be coming from around the 3 o'clock going all the way up into around about the 9 o'clock area. And again, this belly's so 83.5, so it's approximately a 5 foot, 6 foot belly in this area that's holding water. You can see the offset there, and we continue to pull back. And again, this area here is along the walkway on the right hand side of the house. The sewer line appears to be running parallel with the bamboo on the right hand side of the house, just along the concrete walkway next to the stone pavers and the bamboo. So again, we continue to pull back. We got a tie-in in that area there. So we continue to pull back slowly. That joint appears to be in fair condition. And again, as we pull back, it does appear that we've got a little bit more water in this area here. Again, it's just a short area holding a little bit of water. We do have a tie-in in that area, as you can see, right around the 2 o'clock area. And a little bit of an offset in that joint there from about the 12 going all the way around to about the 6 o'clock. So again, we got a little bit of debris, some of these areas. And again, another tie-in in that area there. You can see right around the 3 o'clock area. Again, we continue to pull back. And these tie-ins are all from the front house. be the kitchen, the powder room, and possibly the upstairs bathrooms at the front house. Continue to pull back. We're pulling back in the area here along that walkway as well, and we did mark this area at 1 foot 7 inches deep. As you can see, it does appear that it does have a root intrusion in this area. So again, a little bit of debris, a little bit of root intrusion. So we continue to pull back. And that joint appeared to be fair condition. We continue to pull back. Make a little bit of a turn. And what we're going to do is we're going to pause here. As you can see, we are transitioning back into what appears to be a CIPP cured in place liner. And as you can see, as we pull back, we do have a fairly large offset and gap in this transition. You see the gap there. You can see the face of the pipe of the black ABS sewer pipe. And as we pull back, you can see the gap there. So what we're going to do is we're going to pause here for a moment. And we're going to locate this area. Okay, we went ahead and located this area on the right-hand side of the guest unit 717.5, and this is on the right-hand side, just underneath the stairs. Underneath the stairs, we did mark it with the red crayon at 1 foot 3 inches deep. And this area here is basically our transition from our black ABS sewer pipe to what appears to be a CIPP cured in place liner. Now, this area here would be a good area to possibly excavate and put a mainline sewer clean out at the exterior of the property in order to be able to hydrojet the line from the rear of the property all the way out to the front. That way you get some of that root intrusion that you're getting from the bamboo. You have a small amount of root intrusion coming in from that bamboo area there, and you can get that hydrojetted out and maintained. So again, we're just going to go ahead and continue to pull back, and as we pull back, this area here is transitioning underneath the floor in 717.5 in the guest unit. And as you can see, as we pull back, it does appear to be a CIPP cured in place liner. The CIPP cured in place liner does appear to be awfully wrinkly, a lot of crinkles and wrinkles in the CIPP liner. But again, I'm pulling back slowly. It doesn't appear to have any rips, any tears. So again, we're just going to pull back slowly and take a really good look at it. See there, we do got some waves in the line there, and that's common, but not to the extent that it is now. This is quite a bit of wrinkles and swirls inside this line. But again, it doesn't seem to be appearing that it's blocking any of the flowage of the water or any of the sewage. And you can see there, it makes a little bit of turn, and we do have quite a bit of a buckle there, and that's possibly a separation there. You can see that little bow there at the top right around the 2 o'clock area. But again, this is underneath the floor of the guest unit at 717.5. And then we pull back and we're transitioning back into our black ABS sewer pipe. And right at this transition, we do have a fairly large offset as well. As you can see, we are transitioning back, and you can see that's the full face of the pipe there. We're hitting up against the full face of the pipe there. So we're going to pause here for a moment, and we're going to locate this area as well. So we'll pause here. Okay, we went ahead and located this area, and it is at 1 foot 0 inches deep. And this is just, again, inside the guest unit at 717.5. As you approach the kitchen, right at the corner of the stairs there. And what we're going to do is we're just going to place a small piece of tape there to identify the area. And again, as you can see, we do have an offset, and that is the ending of our CIPP liner. And as you can see, as I push in, it does appear to be possibly vitreous clay that they had lined. I can see the pink section of pipe there. And again, so we're just going to go ahead and continue to pull back. As you can see in this area here, we are holding water in this area. And this area here possibly could create soft stoppages. We're completely holding water in this area. And as we pull back, you can see we're pulling back and we're pulling up and out. But as we push in, we're pushing in, and we're basically pushing in right into the water. So this area here is holding water. Possibly can create a soft stoppage in this area. So again, we're just going to go ahead and continue to pull back. And we're going to pull up and out of our clean out. And what we're going to do is we're going to pause here for a moment. We're going to relocate ourselves to a 3-inch ABS clean out on the right-hand side of the house along the walkway. Okay, we went ahead and relocated ourselves to the right-hand corner of the front of the house next to the tankless water heater and the closet for the AC unit. And again, so we are again on the right-hand corner of the front of the house, and we're just running through a 3-inch ABS cleanout located underneath a brass 3-inch cover. Again, this is the front of our house. This is our tankless water heater. That is our closet to the AC condenser unit, and then that runs around towards the rear of the property where we just ran from. And again, we're going to go ahead and zero out our camera monitor here. And again, what we'll do is we'll just go ahead and drop down. And again, we're just going to drop down and take a good look at our black ABS. And it does appear that we possibly have another tie-in in that area. What we'll do is we're just going to push out, and again attempt to push all the way out into our city sewer tie-in. And then from there we can pull back and take a good look. So again, we're just going to continue to push out. And it does appear that we are transitioning to what appears to be vitreous clay here. And what we're going to do is we're going to pause here for a moment. We're going to locate this area. Okay, we went ahead and marked this area at 2 foot 2 inches deep. Again, this is on the, if you're facing the house, it's on the right hand side of the driveway, just right at the gate and the edge of the wall there. And we did mark it with the red crayon right at the beginning of the driveway next to the wall at 2 foot 2 inches deep. And you can see here we do have a little bit of an offset in that area, holding a little bit of water in that area. But again, here we'll just go ahead and jump up and over. And again, we're just going to go ahead and continue to push through. And it does appear that we're running back into holding some water in this area. We do have some root intrusions in this area. Again, we're just going to continue to push out, and what we'll do, again, we're just going to push all the way out into our city sewer tie-in, and then from there we can pull back and take a good look. Again, it did appear to be vitreous clay, but with all the buildup in here, it could possibly be cast iron. And again, there at the bottom, it does appear to be fairly smooth and resembles vitreous clay. And we are dropping down, and it does appear that this is our 4 to 6 transition. We're just going to go ahead and continue to push out, and then you're in with some fair condition. But again, we're just going to push out and attempt to push all the way out into our city sewer tie-in. And then again, from there, we'll pull back and take a good look. And we push out, we drop down into our city sewer tie-in. So we're going to pause here for a moment. Okay, we went ahead and pushed all the way out into our city sewer tie-in, and again, we are parallel with our manhole cover. So what we're going to do now is we're just going to pull back slowly, and we're going to just take a good look at our vitreous clay. We're going to continue to pull back, and the saddle area looks to be in fair condition. And that joint appears to be in fair condition. Make a little bit of a turn, and that joint appears to be in fair condition. And that joint appears to be in fair condition. And now we're pulling back into our 4-inch. And again, this is our 4-inch, what appears to be, again, vitreous clay, but could possibly be cast iron. Again, it's very hard to determine. We do have a little bit of water running. But as you can see, this line here does have quite a bit of buildup, scaling, and it does have good telltale signs of cast iron. And as we pull back, you can see all the buildup and scaling, And we do still have a little bit of water running. We have another inspector in the house, so he's running a little bit of water. So again, we're just going to go ahead and continue to pull back slowly. In this area here, as we continue to pull back, we do have some root intrusion. And as you can see here, we're pulling back, and as you can see, we have root intrusion right around the 3 o'clock area as we pull back. And we'll just pull back a little bit more. And as you can see there, we do have the root intrusion built up on the side wall there as we pull back. And it's pretty much typically like appears to be like a viney type of root intrusion. And they're just attaching to the side walls of what appears to be the cast iron. So again, we're just going to continue to pull back. This cast iron here does have, again, quite a bit of buildup and scaling, and could possibly be hydrojetted and get some of that buildup and scaling removed. So again, we're transitioned back into black ABS sewer pipe, and again, we did locate this area at 2 foot 2 inches deep on the right hand side of the driveway, just next to the short wall where the gate is. We did mark it with the red crayon. So again, we're just going to go ahead and continue to pull back. And again, we do have a little bit of water still running from other inspectors in the house, and a little bit of an offset in that joint there, but again, nothing major. Everything still seems to be passing through. So we're just going to continue to pull back, and that joint appears to be in fair condition. And again, in this area here, you can see that we are holding a little bit of water in this area. We're underwater here. You can see that our camera's completely underwater as we pull back, and you can see everything swirling there in the camera. So again, we're just going to pull back. And that is approximately a 6 foot belly. And again, as we pull back, we pull up and out of that belly, as you can see, and then continue to pull back here and make a few turns, and those joints appear to be in fair condition. And it does appear that we do have another tie-in there just in front of us, and that is a 2.5 inch clean out that's just in front of us in the walkway, again on the right hand side. So we're just going to go ahead and continue to pull back, and we're going to pull up and out of our clean out, and that will conclude our video waste and sewer line inspection.